Well, ladies and gentlemen, the final night of the 2021 racing season. We are here at Caney Valley Speedway in Caney, Kansas, and coming into the micro is kind of up for grabs who was going to win the championship, but the battle for second and third, or third and fourth rather, is really intense. Only 10 points separating Sean Kaiser and this driver, Tyler Kuykendall. Had a good finish last night, Tyler, up on the podium, second place finish. You definitely cut that 10 deficit you had.
Yeah, this season's been we've had quite a bit of bad luck, but hopefully we can pull through tonight and hopefully get a win.
Car count down a little bit, but still the top five are here, and they're all racing for points, and it's very, very close. So a good finish tonight, can definitely lock you down to third.
Yeah, it's very fun racing with the top five, and especially the top five that's here is top five in points, and it's going to be a good battle between the top three.
The end of the season coming up, 19 shows you guys have run. You've run 18, 19 would be tonight. But what has been the biggest highlight of the 2021 racing season, Tyler?
Definitely some of my second places. Those have been pretty good. Like whenever I had to run my A-class car and came all the way from 7th to 2nd. That was a pretty good race.
What have you learned the most being on the road with POWRi?
It's definitely have to be a lot more, like, what's the word? Competitive. You got to be a lot more competitive than some of the other series, and this is definitely a fun series to run.
Have you always looked forward to running a POWRi full schedule?
Yes.
Well, good luck tonight, and the banquet coming up in January. We hope to see you, and maybe you can lock on to that third place finish in points, and maybe even second place. You never know until the final checker flag falls.
Hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, I talk about a lot of history makers throughout the course of a racing season, and right now we've got the all-time feature winner in POWRi competition. He's a three-time champion, Brad Loyette. Brad, it's good to see you back. You are actually turning wrenches now for a driver from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, I got hooked up with Kyle Bauman from California about 2 months ago, and deal kind of worked out for me to kind of take over his operation, and it's been pretty fun so far.
It was really a tragic deal that happened to you. You had to quit racing because of an injury, but it didn't happen at the racetrack. It happened in the shop.
Yeah, I never thought that my racing career would have ended from something, not really me in the car. I had a wheel explode with my hand inside it while I was airing it up and did quite a bit of damage. So that kind of forced the end of my career. And at the same time, I was starting up a business, and that's thrived since then, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm kind of focusing more on that side of things of building my business than what my racing career was.
What's been the biggest transition from being a driver to turning the wrenches and crew chiefing on a race car?
Well, for me, I'm obviously super competitive, so it's like, I know what the car is capable of. I think I'm pretty confident in my skills on the car, and it's just now it's trying to get the most out of my driver. And he hasn't ran as many laps as a lot of these people here. I mean, this is our fifth race of the entire year, and some of these guys have ran 35, 40, 50 races. So we're getting a late start for the season, but we're trying to make the most out of it for what we can.
Well, Brad, I've gotten to see you from your start of your micro days all the way through the midgets into sprint car racing. Let me tell you, pal, it's been fun seeing you at the racetracks and seeing you grow.
Yeah, it's been fun. POWRi has obviously been a huge part of my career, so it's fun to come back and kind of take part in it again. I actually hadn't been to a race in probably 3 years until this deal happened, so it's fun to be back. It's been good for business too, so we'll see how it goes.
That's Brad Loyette, the all-time feature winner in POWRi history. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the final weekend of racing for the Lucas Oil POWRi National Midgets and Micro Sprints, it came down to a championship battle in the Micro Sprint Series. Bradley Fazzard coming in last night had a 190-point lead. Trevin Littleton was currently in the second position. Things didn't go Trevin's way. Bradley got the win. Trevin finished in fourth position. Tough break, pal.
Yeah, I was hoping to come this weekend, gain some points and capture the championship, but there weren't that many cars last night, and I didn't have the greatest run, so I think I'm out, and he's going to get the championship win. But overall, it was a great season. I had a lot of fun, and looking forward to next season.
Of course, I could ask you what your highlight was, but I know, as everybody does in Jacksonville, Illinois, what your highlight to your racing career was.
You know, the POWRi win at Jacksonville was pretty special, but honestly, the highlight of this season was when I got my first sprint car win. That really meant a lot to me. It's been a goal of mine forever, and to accomplish that, it was amazing.
Well, let's talk about that, the future of your racing. Are you going to continue racing the micro in 2022, or are you going to spend all your attention on sprint car racing?
You know, we're going to mainly focus on the sprint car, but I believe we're going to do some micro races here and there, but mainly doing sprint car races, maybe some 410, 305 races here and there, and hopefully have a good season in that.
If you had one race that sticks in your mind, what would you do different as far as the outcome?
Probably Sweet Springs this year when we went. I think we could have had better finishes than we did, but you know, we still had a decent, but we could have definitely improved on those.
Well, Trevin, we've seen you grow in these micro sprints and grow literally. I remember you were a small kid when I started. You started your micro sprint back in 2017, I think, and we've seen you grow, we've seen you mature, and we wish you the very best of luck in future racing endeavors.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the 2021 racing season, there was a lot of new drivers. A lot of the veteran drivers said, hey, we don't want to race with these kids. But let me tell you, folks, these kids got incredible talent. And the way I see that issue, if you got the talent, you got to showcase it at a young age. That way, the future was pretty much ahead of these drivers. And one of those drivers, we got to my left right now, Gavin Bichelle. Gavin, driving for Keith Kuntz, Kerr-Bagger J&E Motorsports. You've had a good year. You got your very first career win. I think it was the Lake Ozark Speedway.
Oh yeah, definitely surprised how this year's went. Definitely a big learning curve. When I didn't start learning, I just clicked. Everything just came to me and just started clicking, and then I ended up getting that win. And then everything else just kind of settled in, and I started getting better finishes, and hope to look forward next year, see if we can do even more.
Well, that was my next question. What is in store for you in 2022?
More midget racing and sprint car racing. Just looking ahead to more future stuff and just hoping to learn really, and just because things are way different than micros. But this year is definitely amazing, and all the KM crew gave me a great car to run this year. They've helped me a bunch. I couldn't thank them enough.
The biggest thing that you've learned so far this year, as far as racing a midget as compared to what you have raced before, what's been the biggest issue?
Just going from car to car, I've been kind of driving a lot of people's cars, and, it's just hard to adapt from, the micro to the midget and then to the sprint car coming up next year. But, it's just a big learning process, you just got to take it in control, and it's been an amazing year.
Communication from the driver to the crew chief is very vital in all forms of racing. And what did it take for you to get in with your crew chief, telling what the car is doing, what it wasn't doing, and what you wanted it to do?
Bo did a great job explaining everything to me about the car. He was definitely a big help to me, and he helped me get more comfortable with it. But I'm still learning about what the car handling, but everything else, Bo kind of helps me translate to everything towards the micro a little bit, but definitely a big help.
Well, Gavin, it's been an honor watching you race this year, and let me tell you, son, you got a future.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 season about to come to a close, the final night of racing here at Caney Valley Speedway. And, I've talked to some of the drivers already, the 13-year-olds, the 14-year-olds. This driver I got with me right now, I have fallen in love with this kid. He has got incredible talent. From Bakersfield, California, Cade Lewis. Cade, buddy, congratulations. You've had a good run.
Yeah, I have. I'm pretty disappointed on how I feel like I could have done a lot better. I'm still trying to look for that top 5. Last night could have been our best shot of having it, but, bad luck strikes sometimes, and it's just how it goes. And we'll move forward. Tonight will be a whole nother night. Just looking for just a solid finish, really.
Your best finish is 6 coming at Valley Speedway. And, that particular night, you was up against some of the stiffest competition that we have anywhere. Valley Speedway, a very fast racetrack, and the cars we had that night, hey, let me tell you, anybody could have won that feature, but you come back, you missed a top 5 by just one spot, though. Do you remember that night?
Yeah, I do. I was pretty disappointed because it was like you have Buddy and Dason and all those guys that are really good, and I just stayed on the bottom the whole race, and it was just fast. It just never changed, and when you stay down there for so long, you get comfortable, and then those cautions didn't help either. I just really needed a caution at the end to get around Newman, but it's just how it happens, I guess.
Okay, let me ask you this. You know, you're driving for Keith Kuntz, Kerback Janie Motorsports team. They are the best in the business. What is the main thing that you have learned in this 2021 racing season?
I don't really know. I go back home. I'm a lot better, like just driving against other guys. I'm a lot smoother than I used to be. I've looked forward, like panned out front in front of me. That's a big thing that I've learned. Driving at a high speed like this, it teaches you a lot of things, like slow your mind down, then you can make passes a lot quicker. And not thinking a lot is when you're in these things, you can't really think, because that's when you mess up, and it's a big thing I've learned. You just can't think in these things.
Well, Cade, we've gotten the opportunity to talk to you several times for MAV TV Plus and the final time, pal, for a while, but we've enjoyed watching you race all year long, and we wish you the very best in a racing future that is definitely going to expand.
Thank you.